Hello. It's been a long time since we've had a chance to talk with one another, and I just wanted to take a quick moment and say hi. How you doing? I'm missing you. Jay's missing you too. This is just one of those just checking in on you things, mainly because we got a really lovely letter from someone who enjoys the Jay and Rob Toy Show and all of our other exploits that we're up to. And I don't want to reveal the person's name because I haven't talked to them, but I wanted to read it out to you because I thought it was a really cool story and one that I think begs sharing, because that's how we get connected together as a community. We share our personal passions, our personal memories, and why toys and novelty and hobbies connect us, whether it's video games, movies, action figures. We're connected through this stuff, and it makes us who we are. So it's very important to me that we share this kind of thing. So they had reached out and to our broadcaster, and they had forwarded our way. So again, I won't share their name, but it goes as following. Thank you for answering me in this request. Can you, what can you do for me? Maybe just talk. This is just a fan mail, nothing more. This is a big email, almost a novel. So here we go. Sorry about my poor English. As my name indicates, I'm French and I live in Gatineau, Quebec. First of all, the fact that you're writing a letter in a second language is amazing. I think your English is fantastic. I am not a great reader, let alone reader out loud. So anything that you guys hear is probably going to be my fault. So here we go. Let me introduce myself. As I said, my name is Blop. I was born in 1979, too young to have the chance to see Star Wars in theaters, except for the 97 special editions, which was a blessing, but I'm still a fan. But I'm more into Star Trek. I love Trek as well. I love Star Wars. You don't have to pick and choose. It says, as a kid, I was pretty dysfunctional. I have Tourette syndrome plus attention disorder. Toys was my was my refuge as a kid. But when I reached my adolescence, my parents wanted me to get rid of all my toys, despite the fact that my playtime was really over at the age 15. During this time, I was secretly making toys with paper. Sounds weird. So I found that I love sci-fi movies and started cassette collection of old sci-fi movies. I was getting hooked to Star Wars while other kids were going nuts over Speed, Mortal Kombat, and other stuff. My all-time favorite is 2001: A Space Odyssey. When I was old enough, I quit my parents' home and began to start a new toy collection with some of the McFarlane toy stuff. In 2011, I rediscovered model kits, so I began to do a lot of those. I became good at scaling toys and vehicles. At first, when I think back to my childhood and adolescence, that I was so immature to play with toys while the other kids were into video games, bikes, and trying smoking and getting girls. I feel like I suck, but it didn't suck. My life during that time was hard. I was abnormal and socially awkward. It was easy for a guy like me to get into drugs and alcohol, but I didn't. I chose passion and imagination over all this chemical crap they sell on the street. So when I'm thinking of it, I can actually be proud. Let's just stop full steam right here. That is awesome that instead of going down one path, you chose another path, and toys was that refuge for you instead of something that could have maybe taken over your life. Not that toys don't take over our lives in their own way, they do. But anyways, on with the story. Today, I know lots of people that are addicted to toys until their adult life. Exactly. And I'm asking myself, why the hell didn't I meet any of them? Just like you and Jay. Well, you've met us through here. As you have read in my earlier message, I'm more into model kits than toys, but I also collect toys. My relation with toys and model kits is toys are food for the imagination. Just by watching them, my brain is able to tell a story. I can do weird mashups like Star Trek vs. Alien, Back to the Future meets the Flintstones, The Godfather vs. Terminator, and sometimes it can get even more strange. It is a great way to spend time when I have nothing to read nor TV show to watch. I also love books. I blame Ray Bradbury for his Fahrenheit 451 novel. Strangely, I'm not a gamer. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against video games. It's just not my thing. Before you ask, I don't have enough material for a toy room, a tour segment. All the collections you and your guests are showing are far more impressive and complete for my level. Okay, it's not about how much you got or what you got or how much space you occupy with toys. Acquiring toys is the easy part. Choosing what toys you want in your collection space is the real difficulty, and that requires cohesion. So I'll talk more about that later. He goes on to say, but I must have at least 2 or 3 things that you guys may not have in your collections or ever seen before in other collections. For example, Johnny 5 from Short Circuit 2. I'll cut to an image of that. 2 futuristic cars from Blade Runner, what we should have in 2019 but never got. The USCSS Prometheus from Prometheus. And here's the Prometheus flying along the USS Enterprise from Star Trek, and the Tantive 4 from Star Wars, all the same scale. More pics of more model kits will come in future messages, but that will be enough for today. How do you like these? Well, if I had the patience to build model kits, I'd probably be into them a lot more than I do. I'm one of those guys that likes it in a package, like to take it out, like to experience it right away. That's why I'm not really into Lego. My brain doesn't like putting things together out of necessity. I like building with Lego, but I can't follow the rules as well. I always miss something and then I get frustrated and it ruins the experience for me. As you can see, I'm really into sci-fi. A first note about your show: when Jinx Channel was available for free in a limited time on cable, I got hooked onto your show since I've subscribed to Super Channel, especially for you guys. And I mean you and Jay. Right now, there's only reruns of Jay and Rob Toy Show, but I do hope for a season 3. If you lack subject matter, I have a few ideas, like what is on your wish list? Things they never made as toys or figures, but you just wanted to exist. Your best toy commercials, Figure Spotlight Part 2, Playsets, Star Wars Edition, movie-based toy lines, both child toys and adult collectibles, toys, worst versus best, your childhood playtime memories, side products of toy-based franchise, TV shows, coloring books, Halloween costumes, card collections, yada, yada, yada. He-Man will likely be a big part of that episode, like you've noted here in parentheses. I have other ideas on how you should present yourself, and then to Jay, in the way that I go, the blank to my blank, Jay Bartlett. So he goes, what about these ones? The Luigi to my Mario, the Knight 2000 to my HAL 9000, the David to my Walter, the Bishop to my Ash, the Mulder to my Scully, the Robocop to my Terminator, the Alien to my Predator, the Trans Am to my Camaro, the Bumblebee to my Cliff Jumper, the Transformer to my GoBot, the Bambi to my Lion King, the Vigo to my Gozer. Oof, I wrote too much. Do you want to keep in contact? I won't try to blow your mailbox with tons of messages, I promise, but from time to time, I can show you some of my stuff if you want. If Jay can join the conversation, I would be very pleased. That's it for now. Have a great day. And please do a season 3. Oh, one more thing. I agree with Jay. The Ecto 1 is a way better toy than the Turtles van. So once again, like I said, I butchered that reading lesson, but it was really cool to hear from somebody and share so many pertinent and specific thoughts, and also share a little bit about their story and who they are and who they came to be and how toys played a role in creating their identity. That's what it's all about, right? So this summer, I've definitely taken a little bit of a slowdown on some toys, but I haven't stopped acquiring, of course, because there's a few things out there. I did have a limit and I have put the brakes on, and there's some pre-orders, but pre-orders don't count until you have them in hand, because sometimes you can cancel them. So I did want to showcase one of my favorite dollies that I picked up this summer, and it just arrived. And this is from the Hasbro Marvel Legends, the X-Men animated cartoon figure. So, cartoon variations of action figures have been popular for a while now. We saw it with Club Grayskull, the Filmation looking like He-Man figures, of course. NECA has their cartoon turtles. And so this was one that's in a similar vein. Now, this is the first villain that they released for the X-Men animated series subset of Marvel Legends, and this is Mr. Sinister. So take a look at this fantastic figure. Now, this is crazy. So you guys know I have a huge head. So this is like right in line with my head. It's practically 2/3 of the size of my head. It's a heavy figure. The cape has several layers to it. As you can see, it separates. There's essentially 4 different layers, but there's all the tassels, which is what really makes sense. It's really bulky. The feet are really sturdy. It stands when you put it down, which is what you want from any good figure. And look at the details on that face sculpt, if you can. It's a little bright, but look at that. Really nice look. Good cell shading, but nothing over the top. It doesn't need to look cartoon, but this is one of the best Mr. Sinister figures I have. I don't know why I like Mr. Sinister. I always have. It's got a bit of a Dracula vibe to him. Season 2 villain for the animated series of X-Men, of course. Just cool figure. And I just thought between that figure arriving and that really cool letter that was sent to us, it was a good excuse to reach out. So maybe there'll be more of this. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I am moving to an office space soon, so I'm hoping to do more regular updates, including more episodes of The Real Nintendo Quest. They're coming. The next 5 have been planned out. It's just a matter of time. So thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, check us out on our socials. Check out Jay's YouTube channel. Stay here. Find me on Twitter at Rob McZob. And we'll see you next time.